Hey guys, welcome back to Fourth Dimension. What if one of the greatest moments in human history never actually happened? In 1969, the world watched as NASA claimed humanity took its first step on the moon. But decades later, strange details still don't add up. Waving flags in space, missing stars, impossible shadows, and a camera already rolling for mankind's greatest moment. Tonight, we're not here to tell you what to believe. We're here to ask the questions NASA never answered. Did we really land on the moon? Or was it all a giant hoax, a staged spectacle by the government to upstage Russia? Today, we're asking the questions that make you wonder. Was the moon landing faked? We're talking about the missing stars, the waving flag, the strange shadows. This short story coming up is enough to make you wonder about what really happened. Alright, let's start with a big one. The waving flag. You've seen the footage, that iconic image of Buzz Aldrin saluting the American flag on the lunar surface. But wait a minute. There's no air in space, right? Exactly how is that flag waving like it's caught in a gentle breeze? The official explanation is that the flag was mounted on a telescoping pole to make it fly proudly, and that the wrinkles and ripples you see are just the result of it being folded up for the trip. But some people have questions. They say the flag's motion is too fluid, too natural, to be anything but the result of wind. Or maybe, just maybe, it's evidence of something more, something they're not telling us. Next up, let's talk about the missing stars. Look at the photos from the moon landing. Where are all the stars? You'd think that with no atmosphere to get in the way, the sky would be absolutely twinkling with stars. But there's nothing. Just a big, empty black void. The official explanation is that the sun's glare was too bright and the cameras couldn't pick up the faint light of the stars. Not buying it. Come on, we've all taken pictures outside at night. Even with streetlights, you can still see a few stars. Some people say that NASA intentionally left out the stars because they couldn't get the constellations right, and they didn't want to risk exposing the hoax. If you were going to fake a moon landing, wouldn't you at least try to get the background details right? Chapter 3, Shadows of Doubt. Now let's move on to the shadows. If you look closely at the photos, you'll notice that the shadows cast by the astronauts and the lunar lander don't always seem to line up. Some of them seem to converge, while others seem to diverge, as if there are multiple light sources. This is weird, right? Because on the moon, the only light source is the sun, which is really, really far away. So all the shadows should be parallel. The official explanation is that the shadows are distorted by the uneven surface of the moon. But some people say that the shadows look exactly like they would if they were cast by multiple studio lights, like the kind you'd find on a movie set. Chapter 4, The Radiation Riddle. We all know space is a dangerous place, right? It's full of radiation, deadly cosmic rays that can fry your DNA faster than you can say Buzz Lightyear. And the Van Allen radiation belts, those are no joke. They're like giant donuts of death surrounding Earth, filled with charged particles that could kill an unprotected human in minutes. So, how did the Apollo astronauts survive their trip through the Van Allen belts and back? The official explanation is that the spacecraft was shielded and the astronauts' exposure was minimal. But some people claim that the amount of radiation they would have encountered would have been lethal, no matter what kind of protection they had. How could they have survived that? Chapter 5, The Ultimate Conspiracy Theory Starter Pack. And finally, the million-dollar question. Who filmed Neil Armstrong taking his first step on the moon? If you watch the footage, you see Armstrong climbing down the ladder of the lunar module, and then you hear his famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." But who's holding the camera? The official explanation is that the camera was mounted on the outside of the lunar module. But some people say that's impossible. They say the angle is all wrong and that the footage must have been shot by a separate cameraman on the surface of the moon. It's the ultimate conspiracy theory starter pack. Outro. Keep questioning. These questions make you think, don't they? The moon landing is one of the most significant events in human history, but it's also one of the most debated. Whether you believe the moon landing was real or not, it's always good to question and explore. Do your own research, think critically, and come to your own conclusions. Tell us your theories in the comments below.